I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. No, what happened is, if I want a second expand on that, but I've not long been back at the boat, and only a tiny bit of work's been done by the builders, but it's enough to start seeing it come on. But what's happened is, because a little bit of work's been done, and because I know it's been taken on, a lot of the stress has been lifted. Everything, not even most of it, but a lot of stress has been lifted off my shoulders. And where all the work was starting to overwhelm me, because I couldn't, I'm physically disabled, man. I'm disabled. I'm disabled mentally, and I'm disabled physically at the moment. So taking on the work, given both factors, was near enough impossible. But I've got my uncle doing some of the work at the boat, and what I've asked him to do is a lot of the necessities. So I know if I don't do a thing and it hits rock bottom for me, I can at least move on and be somewhat dry, if nothing else. So things are in place. For the first time since about 3 at the work, and found out what I've just explained to you firsthand, that I'm not able to do it, basically. I tried, and that was 3-4 months ago, and I've not been with it. The stress of, like, all of that, needing to do the work on the boat, and just not being able to, and fearing, you know, for my life, that I'll be on the streets with a serious mental health disorder. Being on the streets doesn't concern me. It's just that, not really. I mean, I've been homeless for a little while before, and I know if you've got your wits about you, you can eat, you can have water, you can find, to a certain extent, some sort of shelter. But I appreciate I wasn't homeless when it was raining or really cold. So, but I know myself, and I know it's horrible to say when so many people are homeless in the world, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you're like me, with that survival mentality. Because, as I said, all of those things I know I'd take care of with a sane mind. Mind is like, and I'm not able to. I'm not able to take on that stress, because survival mentality is stress in harmony, basically. Because you're what happened was, I watched a lot of those programs like Alaska, The Last Frontier, and all of those programs. That's all I used to watch on TV, literally. I never used to watch anything else. I appreciated the coldness, the aloneness, but also because it's more real than a lot of the things I've seen in the world. I'm trying to find some balance for the phone. A lot of the world is on the sickness train, you know. They're riding the capitalist mentality of what we've created through our ignorance or through being slaves, and they lose that. They lose that mentality to life, that simplicity that life demands, a certain level of survival mentality from us, and we don't have that here in this world. And the places that aren't so what's the word, lucky and well off as us here in the West, their mentality to survival is totally different. What the West has, and instead of it being a case of, look, I just want the bare minimum, you know, the bare minimum necessities. It's like, even if you have that, because if you get to that level of having as human beings, and that's not all the time, what else do we need, man? But quite often when people get to that level of obtaining that level of survival, there's always some sort of access to an internet or a TV. And on that TV, you see images of us here going to pubs and on our phones and laptops. And it's like, whoa, they have, what? These little screens? That's magic, man. What the hell is that? And the desire and want for more than just perfection happens. And where we're sick, born into the sickness, they can't see the perfection and luxury that they have at the right time, because we're here and we're flaunting more. But I can't even remember what I was saying, but let's try another thing. No, it's totally gone. That's my train of thought again. But yeah, I find myself for that perfection, those necessities, and I can almost taste it. It's like I've been proactive in doing what I can, in being lost in space, because that's where I've been since I've stopped being able to do the work. And I've not stopped, because life has programmed me to continue, not to give up, not to fall into depression, or at least to understand depression and not to fall into it, so that the day that it comes and bites me, I'm ready. I know what I have to do. And I've been plugging away slowly. I've been moving what I can. I've been coming to the boat where I can and doing, well, keeping an eye on the order of works and making sure that things are in place. And for instance, like, I've got a big generator at the boat, and it's not been able to start yet. And I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried the mechanic, and I'm plugging away, and I'm plugging away, and that's what's holding up the work at the moment. But it's on my shoulders to deal with that. It's not on the builders, and that's what I mean. I'm doing what I can. I'm still proactive. As things have progressed, I'm thinking more and more moving on. You know, where are things going to go? How are things going to be? How am I going to tell my uncle to do the plumbing? You know, the outlets for the water and things like that. My mind is moving on to the boat. And I arrived at the boat today, and I stepped through the doors, and that was one thing that I'd managed to do somehow. My mental health. What did it take? A few hours break. And before, the front doors were like, just imagine the most beaten up bits of wood you've ever seen. That was the door, literally. And security, as I've already discussed, is a massive importance to me. And I found these, but they're like perfect for canal boat heights. I'll show you them. You'll see. I mean, they're not ideal in any sense, but that's where I'm at with the boat, and that's what my life is going to be. It's like install an actual window that I can walk through. And that's my mentality to the boat. But because our boat, I know the internet's unstable, I'm just going to continue talking. So a canal boat, it's only short the height, but these windows are exactly that height. So I've installed them as a door, and before you'd enter the boat, and because the doors were like, they had holes in them, like literally there would be no difference from inside and outside in terms. And you can close the door behind you, and it's like that feeling you get that air vent, the sound lock, and it provides that now. And it just as I walked through the door, it just felt like home for the first time. I thought I'd share that because it's a nice experience, and it's not often pleasant what comes out of my mouth, so I thought I'd share that. And yeah, my mental health has been pestering me all day. Make a video about this, make a video about that, make a video about the other. I'm like, yeah, just go away. Because it's been going on all day, I just decided I'll make a live stream. What's there to share, really? England are in. God, so like 66 again. How many years is that? Let's just do the math. 55 years. I expected England to win the World Cup, if I'm honest. It must have been 3 years ago or something like that, because the Mayans say time has a 52-year cycle. So what happened 52 years ago is likely to repeat itself this year, so to speak. And the lessons we didn't learn 52 years ago, we learn now. The energies, I think they sort of overlap. So where England won the World Cup in '66, I really expected them to win the World Cup in 2018. I have no idea when the World Cups are, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is in 2018. Let's just do the math. 40. No, I don't think it would have been. I think the Euros were due to have been then, so they should have won the last Euros. No, it would have been the World Cup. Yeah, the Euros. Oh, so somehow there's been a 2-year gap since '66. Sorry, I know I'm doing math on live on video, but I just 44 plus God. World Cup, Euros, they should have won it a few years ago because of the Mayans and the cycle of time, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. And was it Italy that won it? So maybe this is a payback. I'm not sure who they've got in the finals. Maybe it's Italy. But yeah, no, that probably goes towards them winning it, you know. I have no idea, if I'm honest. And that's pretty much all I've got to share. I'm not going to push myself to take any more of your time. Just, you know, I'm here at the boat. I've got really simple tasks. I'm got builders doing some of it, so I can just go. Might be a case of 1 or 2 hours work every 2 days, but can. yeah, hopefully within 2-3 weeks I'll be moved on. That's the real intention. If my uncle doesn't, well, if I get the generator working, pardon myself, for my uncle to do the work. So we'll see. But I'm gonna be honest, you know, I'm sitting here and I sound well. I always, over the course of my mental health, that's what I've learned, is to communicate clearly. I'm fucking off my head, and you know, to a certain extent I am, because I'm struggling with this. And to a certain extent I know I'm forgetful, and to a certain extent I know I'm not keeping track of the line of but I've always been a bit like that. That's not my mental health, so I can forgive myself there. But if I was here and I was speaking to you and you were to ask me, you know, just remind me, like, oh, you were actually talking about this, you know, that would be the difference. That would be all that would be needed for me to sound coherent. Been shouting, effing and blind. I'm able to focus and communicate very, very clearly if needed. I mean, I might be in a lot of pain and stress, and I will look like I'm in a lot of pain and stress. I won't be able to hide that, but I do my best to get that into check, to speak on the level. And that's what my mental health has taught me. And I know I look coherent, but and that's why, it's because that's something I've learned, an ability I've learned, to just speak coherently when I speak. Be as mad as I need to be, but you know the world, know society. I complain about society all the time. It's sick as fuck, but I respect it. I respect its rules. I'm not an idiot. I'm here, you know, I'll look like you know, I'm on a summer holiday with a vest and the light shining in through the window. You know, sounding not depressed for the first time. That's how I'd describe myself. And it's just to be honest. It's to say, right now it's like I'm on constant survival mode. I can't, you know, I'm seeing the positives, and that's what I've expressed to you, and that's what I'm looking at all the time. Things go, are going to be what gets me back on track, because this is what I thought a few months ago. A bit of physical work on my body, where I'm stressed and all the time and traumatized, get back into my physical body, do me the world of good. I haven't done anything like this for a long time, but it's just to admit admit the reality of the present moment. And I hope everyone's going to have a nice weekend. Watch the football. Yeah, it's Saturday tomorrow. I dread Saturdays. I hate Saturdays. I'm not going to go into why and expand on it, but I've realised I'm in the best place for experiencing that day. I hope, because I can just hopefully zone out to the work that I need to get on with, and do a little bit of work at the boat. About my hate for a day. All right, I'm gonna go. You'll take care, and cheer on England for me, because my mental health won't let me watch any football, and yeah, my mental health took away football from me. I've not been able to watch the match, able to function as a human being, you know, and volunteer, do a little bit of volunteering. My mental health took away that. When I match, I'd experience a mental health breakdown, and they sort of did. So I really got into it, but seems to be taking that away from me too. So yeah, cheer on England. There's nobody else I'd give a damn about. I don't really support England, that's why. Someone I'd prefer. But yeah, there can't be anybody. And for that.